Hi, I'm Alison Victor for Foodie TV. Now, how do you actually tell if a wine you're drinking is good? How do I know what I'm drinking is good? How do I tell? What are the methods to doing that? I've got David Coleman here with me from the Asia Wine Society. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you doing, Alison?
I'm good, thank you. And you're about to enlighten us on the way to get around knowing a glass of wine.
Absolutely. It's important to understand what you don't like about wine to understand what you do like about wine. You know, when you walk into a shop and there's a big wall of labels up there, what do? How do you tell?
You pick the prettiest label.
See?
That's
a very
what I
common
do.
answer to that. But actually, there's only 4 things you really need to know on how to assess a wine. And once you understand these 4 things, doesn't matter if you're the Robert Parkers of the world or just the Alisons of the world, you can actually apply this and buy good wine.
Okay.
So let's start with this. The first thing we do, it's all visual. We actually look at the wine. What we're looking for here is colour. Now, colour tells us a lot of things about a wine. When we start at this first part, if we're assessing, it's about what the wine isn't to understand what it is. So, I think it's red.
Yes, it definitely is
Definitely red?
It's not blue, it's not pink.
Excellent.
Okay.
So straight away, all the white varieties that this possibly could be, we've removed from our thought process. The other thing we're looking for is impurities within the wine. So there's no chunky little cloudy bits or floaty bits in there. Floaty bits are normally a bad thing.
Where do they come from?
Well, floaty bits can come from outside influences, whether a cork is let go and disintegrated.
Okay. Are there any in here?
No, there's none in here, but what you can get, and there's always a rule that applies to a rule, is you can get sediment in a wine. Now, sediment will be dark red and little bits and pieces, and it's actually the tannin from the grapes. Sediment is a good thing.
Okay.
So, but it should form in the bottom of the glass down here and be very, very evident in the glass. It shouldn't be floating around inside.
But you're not supposed to drink that, right?
It won't hurt you if you do. It'll just be a bit gritty.
Okay. And what else do we need to know?
Well, once we've actually assessed that this is red, it's got a nice colour to it, it's nice bright colours there, no floaty bits, we actually move on to the fun bits, which is the smelling. Now,
Why are you swirling like that?
glad you asked. It's very important to make sure you do this in front of a crowd of people so they think you know what you're doing. But if you have some trouble here, that's not why I do it at all. No.
Oh, okay.
Why we do this is put it down in front of the table here. We swirl like this to coat the side of the glass. Now, coating the side of the glass gives us more surface area, which allows the aroma to escape. The swirling motion also sucks air down into the glass, again, giving us the ability to smell more.
Okay. So I'm swirling.
We swirl, yeah. Now, it's always handy to put it on the
Not
table.
as easy as it looks. It really isn't. It can get quite violent and ruin your...
Yeah, you don't want
Your
to
shirt.
ruin a white shirt, so
Okay.
put it on the table, have a swirl.
Yep.
Now, your first smell is your best smell. You'll never smell as well after the first actual attempt. So always make sure you put your nose right inside the glass.
Like really? Inside?
Right inside the glass.
Are you sure?
Now, here's a tip. Stop the swirling before you put your nose in there, okay? I've seen that happen before. But I want you to put your nose right inside the glass, right inside, and a really deep breath. So let's do that.
Okay. Swirl, 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 stop.
Yeah, it's nice cherries coming
It's like
off
being
this.
in a spa.
Now, the reason the first smell is your most important smell is because we actually taste with our nose, and our nose is full of keys, little smell keys.
I thought we tasted with our mouth.
No, we don't actually. It's a bit of a misnomer, that.
Okay.
Our mouth is actually made up of, or our palate is made up from sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. And we can feel things, which is the 4th part of what we're going to do with this wine, which is
Okay.
texture. We actually taste by smelling. And it's like putting perfume on in the morning. If you put some perfume on, about 5 minutes later, you can't tell you're wearing it.
Very true.
But if you
yes.
walk into a room, someone else will go, oh. No, I'm sure they don't, but they can smell what's going on. So it's the same thing with the wine. What we
Okay.
want to do here is allow the aroma to get up into our nose so we can smell those flavours.
Okay. So
And that-
after you've done that?
Yeah, so after we've done that, we come to the fun bit, which is the tasting. Now, I'm going to get you to do something a little different with this taste.
Okay.
Instead of just straight down the hatch and swallowing, I want you to actually hold the wine in your mouth. I want you to tilt your head slightly forward, about 45 degrees, and I'm going to get you to suck air. Make some real slurping noises.
Like I'm eating noodles.
Like you're eating noodles, exactly right. So I want your mum to ring you up after this and go,
Why are you slurping
why
on
are you
TV?
slurping on TV? Exactly right. So let's try that.
Okay. It's hard to slurp at 45-degree angle. You normally slurp, this way. So,
What I
but
didn't
it
tell
has
you
to
about
be.
that is to only take a little bit into your mouth. The greedy ones, spill it.
Let's try that again,
Let's try
shall
that
we?
again. So just a little bit into your mouth, tilt your head forward and suck some air across.
Good tip there.
Very good. But do you feel how the flavours of the wine intensify when
Yes,
the air?
I do.
You're worried now, aren't you?
My mother's watching. Okay, so fantastic. So we've tasted it now. We've smelt it,
We've gone through the look,
looked at it.
we've smelt it, we've tasted it, and the final part to actually tasting wine is how it feels, the texture of the wine on the palate. And it doesn't matter who you are as a wine taster, you go through these 4 processes. Now, you'll see the wine expert that will sit up there and go, this is a Pinot Noir, it's from New Zealand, probably from Marlborough or whatever. All they're doing is applying these 4 principles to actually tasting wine, and it's the level to which you actually apply that that allows you to understand what the wine is. And if you actually start to do a introductory to wine course, it really sets you off on the right track to going and discovering your world of wine.
Well, definitely. I think that is a very good idea. To learn more about Introduction to Wine, click on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I'm Alison Victor for Foodie TV.